So I've been looking back over October, specifically since 2016, just the past few days. I'm kind of looking at it sideways out of the corner of my eye, like, oh shit, that's what it was like. And yesterday I found a video that I had intuitively decided I had to post privately on my very first YouTube channel. I'm not sure what it's called right now. I think it's called Hat Campbell. I don't know, I'll have to look. But this particular one is from, I'm almost positive it's October 2016. And I am in the process of, at that time, my naturopath and I were working together to very slowly, very gently wean me off of the cocktail of anti-anxiety medications and antidepressant medications I was on and had been on for many, many years. And I had gone off them before and gone back on them. I'd gone off them in the way that the doctors usually recommend, which is pretty rough, actually. It's like, okay, drop off 5 milligrams a day all at once and no big deal. You can go from 75, or cut it by half or something. I don't know, it's 75 to 5 milligrams. And that's like cutting it back 35 milligrams a week, which is pretty fast with stuff that my system had become used to, become dependent on in order to maintain some level of functionality. But I knew there had to be another way. I knew that I kept asking my doctors, like, do I really have to be on these medications for the rest of my life? And they would say, yes, you have a chemical imbalance in your brain. Yes, you have PTSD. You have severe anxiety. You have recurring major depressive episodes, with all the little labels, the diagnoses. And I did both. I did a tremendous amount of talk therapy for many, many years. I did a tremendous amount of the medications, the prescribed medications for many, many years. And I also insisted that there was another way. And the Jon Kabat-Zinn mindfulness-based stress reduction program was the first one that I really got into to kind of help me get into my body and become more aware of details. And it was revelatory, and I did it repeatedly over the course of a couple of years. It's an 8-week course that I did through my therapist's office. But anyway, in October of 2016, so this video is, I'm now going off them again, but at a much slower pace. In a different way, so that essentially like the net result is down 10 milligrams in a week instead of 35. But I also had severe adrenal fatigue and a whole lot of other co-infections and things going on in my body. And I had a severe inflammation symptoms throughout my body. I am quite overweight in this video, and that I'm thinking of that I just watched from this same time frame in 2016. And I'm catching myself from going into a full panic attack because I had just got back from walking my dog and there were teenagers outside. I lived next to a McDonald's and a high school. So there were a lot of teenagers. Well, I was like 3 blocks away, so not all of the teenagers were coming to my McDonald's next door, but I started to have a panic attack about the teenagers were like out to get me. They weren't, they're just doing their thing. Totally mellow, low key teenagers.
I just had a full-on beginning that initial few moments of a panic attack about high school kids. Because it's fucking lunchtime and they're all out. And it was kind of one of those things, every corner you go, there's more of them. Oh my God, where'd they come from? I didn't see them coming. And then they turn around and they look at you. I'm having this full-on horror movie in my head. And there's some coming this way. Oh good, okay, they're going by. But I'm coming, like, I'm totally not teasing. I'm kind of teasing, but kind of not. Like, this is one of those moments when I have to identify what is really, really, really happening and what is some fucking fucked up reaction my body is having to what's happening. And I know logically that this is medically induced, what's happening right now. I'm with you in the middle of the kitchen, and ants. But it's really coming by surprise. It's hitting me really hard because it's such a surprise. I didn't expect it. I'm afraid of high school kids. Not for real, but for real, you know? Okay.
So I held space for myself, and I watched that video in a couple different ways yesterday, mostly outside, and just kind of putting myself into the space of I'm in a women's circle. I am witnessing this woman who is going through a very difficult time in her life, and she just needs to be heard. That was one thing I did. And then another thing I did is I went and sat on this beautiful little porch that I currently live with a friend temporarily, and she has a beautiful home in a beautiful neighborhood across the street from a gorgeous park. And so I sat there with an image of myself on my phone and my coffee and my journal, and mostly I just really dug into the details and just looked at all the colors of the trees and really looked at the park. And every once in a while I would look at the image of myself, and I would, just really like look around. Look where you are now. You are sitting in a beam of sunshine on a beautiful porch that if you look at the angle just right, that gorgeous tree right there lines up with that light post over there, and it looks like the gateway to Narnia, and that's where you are now. And so, yeah, it felt really powerful to speak essentially directly to my former self, visualizing myself very clearly because I just watched a video of myself in a panic attack or near panic attack. So it was very fresh. And I just listened to her and held compassion and love and awareness. And then I feel like part of the sitting on the porch and really grounding into the details of the beauty that's all around me was the integration piece, like integrating that both of these parts are true. I was in this space of severe pain and anxiety and trauma release and illness. And I, through fierce determination and trust and commitment to myself and love for myself, I relentlessly pursued every teaching, modality, book, person, practice, exercise that I could try to find the ones that seemed to resonate for me and do those more. The ones I particularly liked, I just kept doing them. My experience of my life is light years improved since then. So I don't know what I'm going to do with this video. I think it was just practice, but if I end up sharing it, thank you for being on the receiving end. I hope you have a kick-ass day, because I know I will.